Bill Campbell knows firsthand the similarities between climbing a mountain and serving as dean of a pharmacy school. Both require building trust with your partners, admitting when you're lost, being willing to backtrack, staying cool under pressure, and managing risk well. Campbell began his career as a practicing pharmacist. When he got restless for a new challenge, his wife Karen, also a pharmacist, encouraged him to go back to school for a doctorate. His PharmD opened academic opportunities. He first taught at the University of Washington, ultimately chairing the department, then was dean of the pharmacy school at Auburn University. In 1992, he became dean of Carolina's pharmacy school, a position he held for 2 5-year terms.
Reaching the summit represents somewhat of an accomplishment, something in our personal that we can carry over to our professional lives in terms of what it takes to be a success or to make a contribution to others. And that is, you have to plan, you have to prepare, you have to get yourself in shape, so to speak. You have to put in tremendous effort, and even when things don't seem to go well. And believe me, there was a lot of days when we got snowed out, rained out, ran across difficulties we didn't expect. But to rise above them created a sense of accomplishment.
Campbell learned early on in life that sense of accomplishment from rising above challenges.
Bill Campbell is a native Oregonian, as am I. I remember him commenting at some point how, he'd grown up on a farm, and I thought to myself, now here's a real visionary who came from a family who clearly had vision to be able to take that dry desert land and turn it into fertile crops.
Thinking out of the box on the farm transferred well to his time as dean. You had to solve all your problems yourself, he said. You solved the problem or you starved.
He clearly saw a lot of opportunities for the School of Pharmacy. At that time, we were well regarded for the pharmacy practice.
Angela Kashuba met Campbell for the first time when he interviewed her for a faculty position.
I was in Bill's office and we were having a very pleasant conversation. It's fairly formal, fairly standard conversation. And then I asked the question of Bill, what do you envision for the school for the next 5 years? And immediately Bill's eyes lit up. He jumped out of his chair, he grabbed this marker, and he went to his whiteboard. And then for the next 15 minutes, he was diagramming out for me his vision for a matrixed organization in order to remove barriers and increase collaboration and make us the nation's best in clinical training and sponsored research. And I remember walking out of his office thinking, yeah, I want to work for that guy.
When UNC hired Campbell, pharmacy schools were moving from a bachelor's degree to a doctorate. Campbell led UNC's transition and shepherded in a culture change that would lead to a rise in the pharmacy school's ranking. He met with faculty individually to learn about their goals, to find common ground, and share his vision. He met with each member in their office, not only because the conversation would be on their turf, but they would clean up their offices ahead of time.
He was bringing in a new collaborative approach to research, a higher level of clinical education. I think that always comes with challenges in an academic environment because change is hard. He was able to navigate a new mindset and get faculty aligned on his vision.
In his decade as dean, Campbell grew the school's endowment from $3 million to $40 million. His fundraising success contributed to the construction of Carr Hall, a research and teaching facility opened in 2002. He pushed for a bimodal school that excelled in research and practice. Most schools are good in one area or the other, but Campbell believed the school could be great in both. By the time he completed his second 5-year term as dean, the school's ranking had risen from 15 to 2. When it came to fundraising, what could be more sincere than Campbell approaching corporate donors with a photo of him on top of a mountain, holding aloft a banner with their firm's name on it? His pitch, I risked my life to get this picture for you, and you have an opportunity to make a transformational gift to the school, brought in about $1 million a flag. Campbell hired Harold Cohn, now a keen and distinguished professor emeritus and an early director of the Campbell Faculty Mentoring Program in 1999, and he became an important change agent.
He didn't tell you what to do. He asked questions, and by his questions, you had to read between the lines but he wanted to empower you. I think that was a key aspect of Bill's style, which I really admired.
Campbell's ability and commitment to mentoring helped move the school forward. He paid attention to potential and followed through to nurture it. Campbell added Tina Brock to the faculty directly from her job as a pharmacist in Mississippi. He gradually gave her more administrative responsibilities and supported a recommendation that she obtain her doctorate.
He said, I'm going to give you a semester free of teaching so you can finish your write-up. This subtle investment in me as an educator, as a leader, as a facilitator, has made all the difference in my career. It's really inspired in me the passion to pay that investment in mentoring forward.
Bill stepped down as dean. He began to draft the guidelines for the Bill and Carol Mentoring Program, which is now a nationwide model for mentoring junior faculty members who are engaged in a research-intensive academic track.
After he retired in 2003, Campbell moved back to the mountains of Washington, where he became an EMT first responder certified for wildfires. He joined the volunteer fire department and was elected fire commissioner. As a former dean, he said, "I can't get away from putting out fires."